Greetings and hallucinations, ladies and lads. I am Chancellor of the Harmonious Frequencies of the Mighty Empire of Onion, and this is Minecraft. So, like I said, we are going to do a skeleton spawner, skeleton farm to gather up bones, make bone meal for the tree farm. So I gotta get all of the stuff out of there. Let's close the book, because it's a bit distracting. I need to be careful and make sure to save my axe here. I don't want it to break, so I need to get that repaired as soon as I can, whenever I get back to the base. But that will have to be later. Yeah, this is my work pick. Okay, so I've heard that the ideal distance from the spawner is supposed to be something like 4 blocks away. Do we do something like this? I think the height on this is good, so that's nothing that we have to worry about. I'll put a link to the tutorial where I found this design, both in the video description and in a card at the top right corner of the video. If you just mouse up to the top right corner, there should be like a circle with an exclamation point or something. And yeah, if you click on that, it will bring up a link to the video for the tutorial. So it's supposed to... I think this is supposed to spawn monsters in squares. I think it's an 8x8x3 square is what they said, but it's usually off-center by 1. So if we just make a big 9x9 area square, we shouldn't have to worry about that sort of thing. Oh. It's a little dark over on this side, I take it. Maybe over in this corner as well. Oh, I'm about to take that down so that torch won't do me much good in just a minute. Yeah, so 9x9x4 basically is what we're going for. And then we want to dig down. I was trying to think of a way to maybe pipe the skeletons over towards the wood farm to make things easier for us in the long run. I might still try an item conduit, more or less. Just have items running along a water stream or something like that, so that I can send a bunch of the bones over to the tree farm. I think that would be pretty good. Okay, so if we get in here... Oh, I thought I brought some smooth stone with me, but I am wrong. Let's go like this so that nothing spawns on top. Then, at this width and everything, I just dug straight through. I have the coordinates written down for the farm, and so I said to myself, oh, I'm not going to spend all my time looking for this farm, so I might as well just dig straight over to it, and that's what I did. It's ugly. I will probably fill this in. Yeah, figure out a way to clean it up a little bit. Okay, so you see how the fire turned on the spawner? Once I get away from it, it's no longer on fire down there. That's a 16 block distance. So right about now we're 16 blocks away. Now we're 17 blocks away. See? And so we want to set up our reception area about 16 blocks away, so that we can stand here and the skeletons will come to us. Not exactly here. I'll probably dig down a little ways, because I have to dig underneath this area in order to drop them down. So the way that these work, as far as I'm able to understand it, is that they, like I say, spawn a whatever particular monster there is inside the cage. They spawn in an 8x8x3 area, and then a certain number of monsters per time within that given area. So like with light situation and all that kind of stuff, it only spawn one skeleton there. And let's see. Yeah, it can spawn up to 4 skeletons at a time. So what we want to do then is dig down below its max viewing range, or whatever it's looking for, where skeletons are, so that whenever it spawns a group of 4, they will drop down out of that range before they're washed over to us, so that it will spawn 4 more at the quickest possible moment that it would spawn another group. That'll maximize the efficiency that we get out of that particular farm. So yeah, I'm going to fill in this tunnel, and then I am going to get started digging down to get that pit going, and then we will try to fill it in with water and whatnot. Actually, speaking of water, I need to fill up this bucket, so I need to find a water source for that as well. I might dig this coal up here as well. I have almost 3 stacks right now, so I don't really need to, but, you know, sometimes I do things that aren't entirely necessary. Sometimes. Nice. We have sort of a continuous vein down here of minerals. It went from gold. It was iron up here, where this gravel is, and cobblestone. It was iron, and then gold right below that, and that attached to another iron vein, which attached to this lapis and this coal, which I imagine is connected to this coal over here as well. So, rich deposits below our skeleton spawner, that's for sure. Very much appreciated, I would say. Oh man, looking back at the video, it's 7 blocks below the spawner that we want to place the first water channels. And so I've got one more layer here to dig out, which is good and bad. It means that I have to dig into this lapis, which means that I need to free up space in my inventory, which probably means throwing away a stack of cobblestone. Oh man, but I'm gonna try not to cry too hard about it. I'm gonna try to be a big fella, and man, Look at that! An emerald tucked down inside after all that this has been attached to. Okay. If there's diamonds at the end of this rainbow. We're gonna know. Okay. It's still impressive, though. You have to admit. Very impressive. Okay. This should be the area that I can get started on the water streams. And let's see. I wanted to go this direction because this is where we tunneled in from. This is the direction of the beacon, the wood farm, and all of the things that I need these bones for. So, this ceiling also, I would like to point out, is 1 block higher than what he has going on in his tutorial. So, I don't know if that's going to be any sort of a factor in how this operates. Hopefully it doesn't affect the spawn rates too much. But I think taller is probably better than being too short, I would say. Okay, so this little tunnel here goes all the way to where the skeleton spawner is. This is basically the only way in or out for right now. I've got my little totem of undying here. Now, we won't be able to spawn skeletons from the kill zone over there, so I am gonna have to figure that out. Place to stand 16 blocks away or whatever. So I think what I'm gonna do here is dig a staircase. Let's fill that back in. Perfect. Okay, so we need to take out the torches, that much is for sure. Then I suppose I need to figure out a safe place to activate this from. Let's do something like this. And I want to crouch down and take the blocks out as I go up. Am I too high for that? Too high up on the blocks is what I mean. Okay. Now I should be able to sort of pillar out a little bit and punch some of these light sources. Get it good and dark in here. Come on now. I had it there for a second, I thought. There we go. Oh no. You're shooting at me already. Ouch. Okay. Oh no. Gotta reach out. There we go. Okay. That is the room totally dark. We lost a few torches in that endeavor, but it's totally worth it in the long run, I would say. Now the thing is, right, the problem is, let's see, let's count numbers right quick. I'll just go by faith that it's working because I need to block out the light from reaching in there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so this is the spot that I need to stand in order to have those guys spawn. Right? So we want to be standing inside this area here. Okay, and put a torch. Of course, me being the person that I am, I completely failed to block up that area. Interesting. And so any skeletons that do spawn, if they are waiting for me over at the base, they are going to be able to attack me after I get there. There we go. Should be skeletons waiting for me in here. There's not, though. I got my stuff, but I don't see any skeletons. Yeah, they're spawning on my head here. Oh no. These are the exciting times. Oh, they're coming in behind me now. Okay. So that should be the whole thing done. Now what I need to do is figure out a fast way from that 16 block position, getting them all to spawn, down to this this spot down here. So I guess what I should do is check out the coordinates for this. Alright, so we want to come out somewhere around here. I think we'll put that there for now. We'll be able to see their feet and smite them as we please. But let's take a look and see what the coordinates are for this. We've got, let's just call it 820. That's the one behind, but that's okay. And 1558. 820. Okay. Okay, this is the position. And we wanted to go to 1558. So let's actually put the torch on this side. Head over to 1558. And then we want to go to 820 that direction. What I think I'm going to do is dig down to 5. Actually, I'd like to dig down to 4. Right. Yeah. It just turned out that this block at level 4 is, yeah, it was stone. And so I was able to dig that no problem and drop this water source block in here. Now if we just advance out to 820, we just got this terrible feeling. Oh, Well, it's funny that that happened right when I said that I have this terrible feeling. But that's not what I was talking about. Oh man. How was there no block there? That's what I want to know. Okay, I'm done burning already. Okay. There we go. Holy cow. I didn't think I was standing in lava that long. And I could stand up there for a while, generate some skeletons, run over here, and harvest their delicious bones. That's my theory anyway. Of course, I need this area lit up. Alright. I think that's pretty good. There might be a couple of places here that are spawnable, but for the most part it looks fine. I don't think I'll try to pretty it up too much, just because it's not a place that I expect to be here on camera to look at very often. So there's that. Yeah, I noticed that this area up here is spawnable. There's not enough light, so I may have to remedy that with a few torches up on top of the machine. Yeah, just to cast out some light over these wood blocks. That still might not be enough. I may have to put some ceiling lamps in, either once I get some sea lanterns or just some regular glowstone. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm going to craft up this ladder system. Let me see if I can remember how to do these. Oh, good. Oh. Okay, and we have a creeper down on this end too. This may be something that I just want to completely wall off. Wow, 3 creepers? 3 creepers all in that hole? Pretty wild. There we go. Something like that. And then I will never be outside of the 16 block range. This whole area in here is activating the spawner over there. So this whole area should be safe to stand in. We'll be getting spawns over there, and they should be dropping through the tunnels. I wonder, the way that I dug this, that should be the tunnel right there, right? And they should be going through? Pretty sure that's the case. Okay. So anywhere inside this zone right here should be a spawning zone. So as long as I'm AFK here, we should be fine. And I will let it run for a while and come back, see what we have spawned. That's the second lot of diamonds that I found on the way down here. I'm actually digging a different path back to the beacon. Right? Because the last one was kind of wonky. It was right next to the water stream as well, so the skeletons were actually falling out into the elevator area that I had built, and they were getting trapped back there. I actually put ladders in front of the opening, hoping that it would keep them from coming outside. I figured they would look at it like a block. And then that didn't work. They ended up pushing their way out onto the ladder that I had placed, and then climbed up. And while I was AFK, I had one start shooting at me. Thankfully, I was editing the video while I was AFK, and so I had OBS running in the background, and could just see it on the corner of the screen. I noticed that I was being attacked, and I was able to take care of business, as it were. Alright, here is the actual tunnel in. I found out after editing the video that where I had marked off at 16 blocks was not actually 16 blocks. I forgot to bring a water source along with me, but that's okay. Or I mean, it was 16 blocks. It wasn't within the spawn limit of the spawner over here. So if I dig straight in over here, and if you watch at the beginning of the video, I'm digging through a tunnel through here, and after I get past the second diorite is when the spawner turns on. So if I stand on this block here, it's not spawning skeletons. If I stand on this block right on top of this ladder, basically, it is spawning skeletons. So I think it's only about 12 blocks away that it allows us to do that. And so this is the actual place where they will spawn. So if I just cover this up with some cobblestone, because I have tons of it now after digging all of this stuff around, I can bring it back to here. There we go. So that we're always spawning skeletons once we come up to this area. I can carve this out, whoops, a little bit. Make it a little bit nicer. Man, I've run into so much lava during all this kind of stuff. Ugh. I am done with lava today. So we can still kind of fall down. We just don't want to fall all the way. We want to back up into the ladder before we hit the ground until I get a water source in there. But yeah, I should probably stand up there for just a minute, get a few skeletons spawning, so that we can see if they do show up all the way over at the beacon. I will stand up here for a little while and see how it goes. Alright, we've been standing up here for quite some time. I can hear skeletons, but I don't know if they're from the spawner or if they are elsewhere in the mines and stuff. I think I put up enough torches that there shouldn't be that much of a problem. Here we go. You can clearly see that they're in there. Okay, there's still some. And I wasn't in there maybe 15-20 minutes or so. Not too bad. Not too bad. There's some more coming down the pipe, too. Okay. So now it's basically empty. Very clearly, at least in my eyes, I need to put a slab here instead of a full block, and so I think I'm going to go ahead and get that done, accomplished, and out of the way. Okay, so I think that having a hopper where they stand and a chest for their goodies to go into is going to be pretty important. Man, I didn't actually make slabs while I was over there, even though I said I was going to. Let's do it right now then. There we go. They'll probably still be able to see me. There we go. So that should be facing into the chest now. It is. Alright, so I modified this a little bit. Pray I don't alter it further. But here we are. So they come in, they stand on the hopper. I actually picked up those bones, but that's okay. Even though it looks like they can see me, they can't see me. Perfectly fine. And in the case of entity cramming, if it ever gets to be more than 25 at a time in this area, with the hopper here and everything, it should pick up their goodies no problem. So that's good. Of course, arrows and bows I will just throw away, unless there's some super fantastic bows. Interesting. So, something with the entity cramming, in a situation like this, it almost seems sometimes like, instead of all collapsing into one square with this sort of a system, they kind of back up along the alleyway. And so I don't know if I'll ever have so many in here that the entity cramming kicks in and they start to die on their own. I'd probably have to AFK for a very long time, and be guaranteed that there's no way they would despawn at that distance from me. So, yeah. If you know anything about the mechanics of that, I would love to hear about it. But if you want to catch the next video, you should probably subscribe. Consider supporting my channel through the Patreon link down in the video description. And feel free to check out any of my other videos or playlists that you might be interested in. Thank you so much for all the time that you spend on my channel, and I hope blessings of wisdom and peace on all of you. Farewell.